Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, will you please call the row?
Commissioner Batterson? Here. Commissioner Diaz? Here. Commissioner Carey?
Here.
And Chair Lopez?
Absent.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to vote to approve the minutes. Do I have a motion? Has everybody read the minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes from last session.
I second.
Okay. That passes.
Madam Clerk, will you do a roll call vote, please?
What'd you say?
Roll call vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commissioner
Almost.
Carey?
Yeah, yes.
Commissioner Batterson?
Yes.
And Commissioner Diaz?
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the public comment period, and I don't see any public. We'll close public comment.
We have no public comment.
Thank you. Okay, and today we have a presentation with the tobacco retail program from Officer Ruben Ramirez, right? Yes, I'm sorry, it wasn't on the page.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Rec and Park staff. My name is Ruben Ramirez, and I'm the Senior Park Services Officer, and I oversee the tobacco retail enforcement. So we have a brief presentation on TRL. I believe I met with you guys at the end of last year when we first started. So we started July of 23 with a total of 82 retailers in the city, and at the time we had 24 that were licensed and 58 unlicensed. Up to now, we have 82 still, 71 are licensed, 8 are pending, and we have 3 denials. Some of the enforcement actions that we've taken are issuing administrative citations. So year to date, we have 4. We have 1 criminal citation for a retailer selling to an underage individual. And we've also had 2 shoulder tap operations. And basically the shoulder tap operation is where we take somebody under 21 years of age and we attempt to purchase tobacco product. One of our noteworthy seizures for the year, we went to one of the local retailers and we seized about, I want to say it was about $45,000 worth of flavored tobacco product. And that was flavored vapes, flavored blunt wrappers, and other products that are illegal. Any questions regarding tobacco retail?
I do have a question. What were the denials for?
So the denials are for businesses that try to open up a tobacco retailer after 2020. So the current municipal code says anybody that's not licensed prior to 2020 can't establish next to an existing business.
Okay.
Any questions?
Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. There's actually an article this morning, I'm probably in the LA Times, I read too many papers, and regarding, I mean, it was shocking to see them that they just look like candy packages, and that I'm sure parents would notice, but you know, you could easily pick stuff up thinking, oh, they'll like this, and I don't know, it just seems wrong. Do they have to be like behind glass or anything, or are they just out in the open like candy, or?
So
How are
all
they
of the
displayed?
flavored tobacco is, it's illegal, so they're not supposed to have any of it, but the wrappers have to be 4 feet above the point of sale, and they have to be behind the cash register. So you can't have it next to a candy display or anything where a child could access.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't have any further questions.
Okay,
All right, thank you guys.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have the business manager's report. Neville. Mr. Smith.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We're still very new, early into the fiscal year. We've haven't done that much spending, and so there's no real exciting budget report for you to look at. No fancy graphs or anything, but I thought it would be pertinent to at least give you a bit of a staffing update so you can see where we are. July, we had 8 new employees that we hired. We were able to promote 1, and then we lost 2 employees to separation or resignation. And then this is a list of our current vacancies for full-time and part-time. What you will probably see next month is a large exodus of employees. Between August 2nd and about the middle of September, most of our seasonal hires are going back to school or college, or even some of our permanent staff are going to college. And so it was anticipated. We knew it was going to happen. A lot of our summer programs are shutting down, and so you'll see a large number, but it's nothing to be alarmed about. But it's been a really good summer for our seasonal employees. I've received, as I think a lot of the rec supervisors received a lot of really positive feedback about the experience that they've been having. Especially some of the 16-year-olds, I've heard it's their first job, and they've been taken care of so nicely, and they've been they cannot wait for next summer so they can come back. And so that's really exciting that we've been able to provide that platform for our youth of Santa Maria. And as you know, most of these were hired from the hiring fair, that hiring fair where we had over 200 people show up. So we look forward to the hiring fair next year. And it's we can't accommodate 200 plus people, but I hope that we'll have an opportunity to be able to give a lot more experience to the youth of, or to everybody in Santa Maria who's looking for a seasonal job. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Parks and Operations Division report with Scott Christian.
Hello, Commissioners. So I'm just going to give a quick verbal update on things. We've seen these before. Most of these projects we've talked about. So starting with Enos Ranch, Phase 2 continues on with construction, but we're moving forward on the plans for Phase 3. It's getting close, which will be the landscaping portion of it. So that's, moving forward behind the scenes, but some of these is incrementally between our meetings. Similarly, Battles Bike Path is still in construction. So remember, that's the improvements to the pathway. They have virtually finished the concrete along the whole stretch. They started at Depot and they're ending at College, if that makes sense, near Enos Ranch. Mm-hmm. And they've paved the whole western. There was some repaving that happened. So everything from Depot to Broadway is done, and to the eastern side, a lot of it's prepped. It's not all paved yet, but they're getting close on that first phase, and we're moving ahead, getting close to pulling the trigger on getting the landscape portion set up so we can start on that. So it's going to keep going on. City Hall Phase 1 is done. We just took the fences down, so everything out front is done. We have more to do around here, but staff is sort of ping-ponging between things because that's all an internal project. So, but if you want to take a look, we still need to put some signage up, but this is going to be the water conserving demonstration garden. The Vets Phase 2, which is the landscape portion, the landscaping and soil work is complete. There's some concrete details that need to be done, but if you go out there, the grass is growing. So we're waiting for the grass to get up now. And we now have our playground contractor putting in the play equipment. So we're hoping to get all those things buttoned up by the time the grass is mature and we can open it up, which is still a little ways away. Didn't quite hit the beginning of the school year, but it'll be done probably in October. I would assume we'd be opening it up. Dennis and I just had a meeting yesterday to kick off, it was the pre-construction meeting for the DeJoy Pocket Park. So that means the bid has been awarded and we're taking it to the next step, talking with the contractor of how to get the start date going on that. So, you know, something new as other things are falling off. So this is great. It'll probably start about the time VETS finishes. So, just cover the other notable things for us. I probably mentioned it before, but the crews are still out there spreading compost everywhere. We have, just a reminder, we have 8,000 cubic yards of compost that were mandated to spread or use by the state. And we're using it to good effect. Go to Adam Basin and look at how green it is, okay? It was treated right after the fair was over and it's looking really good. So that's still going on. We're about halfway through the 8,000 yards right now. Lastly, the riverbed. Some of you may know that the San Luis County had a homeless cleanup, and they're probably going to have more. But what that, of course, sort of turned into was some new occupants in our portion of the riverbed. So the rangers and operations have been working on that. We cleaned up the remains of about 6 encampments yesterday. Most of this is when people are moved out of the area, they sort of temporarily set up. They often want to bring too much of their material with them and they don't know what to do with it. And then they eventually move on and then they leave some of this behind. So we try to keep it cleaned up because we want that area usable for the public. That's about it for now on this. We will probably have more in-depth reviews of some of these projects at a near future meeting. But any questions?
I do have a question about your riverbed cleanup on the Santa Barbara County part. Have you guys considered possibly putting one of those larger dumpsters, like the roll-offs, to be able to support you with the cleanup process? I know that, I mean, obviously I'm wearing a different hat right now, but that seems to be pretty effective. Not the shorter ones, because that means I'm going to climb in there and get 6 other things I'm going to come in and, you know, grab. But the larger ones seem to be a really good way to really do a massive clean out.
Yeah, you're right. And when we get a really big clean out, we have done it. I'm glad you understand that, you know, one person's trash is another person's gold mine of stuff to mine. But most of these, we filled up about 2 of our trucks worth of stuff. It was not terribly big. It was more just scattered here and there. But we have done that at times, sometimes even having specific ones just for like shopping carts so that they get recycled, you know, at the metal recycler for the ones that are out there that are damaged. But it's a great idea.
Okay. And then for you guys have a long list of things. I love it. For the Depot to Broadway, for the bike path, I just want to commend you guys for how amazing you're doing on there. I have to drive a lot through Broadway, and there's so many families using it in the afternoons with their dogs, with their bikes, just walking, and that's something that I have not seen in quite a while. So, I mean, you guys aren't even done with it, and it's being used already, so that's just super exciting. And it's, you know, it's a space that families after a really long day of work can, you know, take their kids, take their pets, grab a bike or a skateboard or a little scooter and use it. And like I said, it's something that I haven't seen in quite a while. So I'm really excited for the other part to be done.
Yeah, that's great feedback.
Do you have any comments? You know, I don't know if this is the right time, but since you mentioned the encampments, the day we were up there, a lot of us were up there one day, a few weeks back, the first day, I guess it was the first day that they were really combining forces. And I'm not sure if it was that guy, Mike, that spoke to the city council or the sheriff, but they were talking about possibly mowing the whole riverbed down. And is that have you heard that? Is that like, I mean, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
So I can take that one. So there's a lot of coordination happening right now between
Yeah.
the county and the other municipalities and how to handle that. So more to come. We're not quite sure how we're going to look at that, but I know that that is one of the topics of discussion.
Okay, well, can we address that as a commission if that comes, at least put our 2 cents in, just because that's not good for the
Right.
environment.
We can
Yeah,
take
there's
that.
so many variables to that, to mow it all down.
Yeah, I mean, especially like with the native plants, and also, a lot of the individuals out there. I mean, I require my staff to use masks out there because there's a really high probability of valley fever out there.
We'll take that back. Thank you.
Thank you. Where are we? Ooh. I'm sorry, having these 2 agendas are just not okay. I've got to just, sorry. Recreation Division Report. Dennis Smitherman.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Some exciting stuff. Wanted to remind everyone that there's only 2 concerts left this year. Both are going to be at Aquistapatchee. So August 18th, we have Shop Rock, and August 25th, I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to mess it up, but we'll have the last 2, these next 2 weekends. What we've noticed in the past is once school starts, we have a huge decline in attendance. So we are finishing up a little earlier this year. Also, then we go into football season, and once that starts, no one shows up, it seems. So this is a smaller schedule for us this year, but the numbers have been really good thanks to this amazing team behind me. I've been out at a couple of them at the Rotary Park, and the numbers look good. People are really attending and enjoying themselves. So it's a great time, and only 2 left. So do what you can to show up. It's really fun. Wanted to let everyone know that we also are finishing up our summer recreation swim schedule. So a couple of years ago, we expanded summer recreation swim to 6 days a week to fit the need of the community. There was quite a demand to open up that pool every day, and we were able to do so. But as we go into the school schedule, we're going to be changing the rec swim back to our traditional schedule. So, excuse me, right now, August 10th through September 1st, we have Saturdays and Sundays only, and that's from 12:30 to 3:30. And then we go into September 7th to October 9th. We'll be doing Saturdays only from 12:30 to 3:30. And we do have free swim on Labor Day this year, thanks to Play Inc., who will sponsor that, from 12:30 to 3:30 as well on Monday, September 2nd. So be sure to let everyone know that we'll have a free swim day that day. Some other fun activities, but also business. We are 2 seconds away from signing a contractor to do our leisure needs assessment. This is our 5-year annual plan. This year, we're focusing on just the leisure needs of the community. In the past, you are aware, Commissioner Diaz, we used to combine the recreation and parks study all in one. This year, we're doing it a little different because we had already undergone a major park study this year. So this year, we're just going to be focusing on the leisure side. And it is going to be, while the name has changed and they've been not bought out, but they've partnered with another agency, it's going to be the same group that did our last leisure needs assessment. So it's really great to have that consistency as we move forward. We're not quite at the contract signature state yet, but almost, hopefully in the next week or so. We have the basin lights at Crossroads and Adam Basin all ready to go. I have the app on my phone. We can actually turn it on from the phone. We'll be doing ribbon cutting, actually not till the fall, because I don't want to be there at 10 o'clock at night doing a ribbon cutting. So we are still working on fees for that. They are going to be a little higher price than what we have now. It'll include the electrical rates that we're currently being charged, and then some additional as we are expanding the hours of service. It's going to require more time to refurbish those down the road. So you'll see a little bit of a higher fee for those 2 fields than what people are used to paying currently. That will also all come out in the fee study as well. So We have the Public Art Award was just announced. The Santa Barbara County Art Commission unanimously voted that the City of Santa Maria Recreation and Parks Department is to receive their award this year. So we will be attending the supervisors meeting in October 8th. Off the top of my head, it's in the morning. I'll send that out if you're interested in attending. We will be accepting that award for October's Arts and Humanities Month, so exciting news there. And my last bit is we had a group of about 30 Japanese foreign exchange students, so thank you, Stephanie, for your help. Stephanie arranged for them to come visit the construction site of the new Japanese Community Center. So we also had 2 people from the board of the Japanese Community Center came out and greet the students, talk a little bit about what the center is going to be about. But really, they were fascinated that one of them was fluent in Japanese, and they just stood around and talking and taking pictures of them and really ignored everything I had to say. So it was a fun visit. They got to tour the center, and hopefully they'll come back after the construction's complete to really look at it and see what Santa Maria has to offer. So. That's what's going on in recreation and a lot more. We could be here all day, but happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Wait, I do, sorry. About how many come to the concerts in the park?
We've seen small groups. It really depends on the band. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
these bands have their own following. I think the smallest I've seen is about 100, 150. I was out at the last Rotary concert, and there was probably, we snuck down to get a snow cone from my house. So there was probably, I would say 300 to 400 people. It really, again, each band has a following, plus the general public. Again, no real issues this year. It's been a great year, knock on wood, and really a lot of people having a lot of fun. So,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Okay, director's report. Ms. Osling.
Hello, Commissioners. So today, you've heard a lot of great things going on. We've got a lot of projects that have been moving forward. You heard about DeJoy Pocket Park. So we're really excited to have that starting here pretty soon. The projects that Scott mentioned, what we'd like to do is bring some behind-the-scenes pictures back to you here in the next couple of commission meetings so that you kind of get to see what's been happening. I know that you've heard a lot about it, but we'd like to show folks about it as well so you can see what's upcoming. And it'll be closing out these projects soon and open to the public. And then another bit of information, I did send to you correspondence regarding a tree permit, so you have that. I just wanted to make sure that that was included in these minutes here so Shannon can note that. And then you'll hear a quarterly budget update over the next couple of commission meetings, kind of where we stand in our first quarter. Neville will do a little bit more of an in-depth where we stand on that. And then finally, some very exciting news. The sports property has been closed, so the city owns that property now. The design is 100% complete. Everything came together at the same time, and now that project is being advertised on Planet Bids. So it's ready for construction contractors to come and take a look at it, and ready to start participating in the bidding process so that we can get that underway. And with that, that's what I have. Do you have any questions? I'm happy to answer.
Anybody?
That's so exciting. No questions, but that's very exciting.
That's true. I have some questions about the tree issue, but we can talk. I looked for the house and I couldn't find it. The address is-
Yeah, that tree permit is for a right-of-way property. That was where the correspondence
Yeah.
showed. Yeah, it's in city right-of-way. It's not at
Okay.
a house.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's probably along the golf course because that's where,
It's on McCoy, on the right-of-way.
it's literally, that's what
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, official business conducted by a commissioner. Who wants to start?
I have nothing this month, so,
Okay, summer vacation.
yeah.
I attended the concerts, I'm gonna say like 2 weeks ago, 3? I don't know, this past couple weeks have blended very much. And it was a wonderful experience. There was a lot of people there. I love to people watch, and just their dance skills are amazing. So it's just like a really good space, like you mentioned. I'm excited to go to this next venue and just, hopefully the decline isn't too much, right, with you saying people are back in school. So yeah, that's one of the things I did. And then the other thing, I had sent some emails about my concerns for a specific park that I think that we're addressing after a concerned community member spoke to me about it. So that's pretty much it for me.
Thank you. Gosh. I really didn't do it official. We didn't have any official stuff. But the spending that afternoon up on the levee when they were working in the encampments were eye-opening, actually, just the stuff that we've learned. I'll tell you what, I brought this up over and over. It's like, somebody else's swimming pool issue, but mine is the walkway on Seaward Drive. And it's not a walkway anymore. It's like a loose dog run and a bike trail. People are on there in their bikes all the time. And I was walking the other day, and the sign that the levee sign that says bike trail, it's really big. And I saw it, and I thought, oh my gosh, maybe that's why people are riding their bike here, because they see that and don't think it's responding to referring to the bike trail up above. And I thought we really need to have some signage or something on the sidewalk that says, no bikes, because it's really bad. The other thing, there's people riding their bikes, running their dogs, not on leash. And it's nonstop. Well, there's something else. So yesterday I was walking and I tripped. How the cement is like several inches higher in some places, and my toe hit it, which was fine. I thought, oh geez, I gotta be careful. So today I'm doing the same thing, but today I fell. I'm like literally tumbled. Luckily it was like in slow motion, so I landed on the lawn. My knees kind of messed up, but anyway, I think we need to I know those are on the docket, but it's kind of bad. There's several inches, and the one I tripped on, there wasn't any orange paint. So a lot of them have that, but just to fill in with the asphalt or whatever works. Because if I fell, I walk miles and miles a week. So, and okay, I was looking at my phone, but most people are, that's just, I think it's an issue. But that's basically all I have. Congratulations on the Public Art Award, because you've been tenacious with that. It's so great. And yeah, it's great. Anyway, anything else? Do we have?
I did forget. The months always kind of run together for me. Last month was the 15th anniversary of Las Flores Park.
Oh, yeah.
And so my husband was running the area for the geocaching event, and so I went to kind of help him out. But there was a lot of people for the whole event, all day long, from when it opened till it closed. So it was a very nice event, and people, little kids, they were talking about the snake lady, and the kids were very engaged in all the different activities that they could join in on. And then the adults, because we had a lot of adults at the geocaching plus their kids, and so there's all ages, and a lot of first timers, and they had no idea the park was that large. They had no idea really what there was to offer them, as far as the animals and the corrals and all the different trails and the different types of, if it's bicycling or hiking or horseback riding, they had no idea that they were all available to the public there. So it was a really nice event.
It's good to hear there was a big turnout. Now that we have a publicity person, you know, it probably helped. Anyway, I think that we should adjourn the meeting oh, the time is gone. You got- Thank you, everybody.